Well, it's a morning. Still got 3 left to go over here. I don't see any calves laying in there, so, other than the 2 that belong in there at the moment. And where did Blue go? Others are here. Blue was going to try to get him a rat this morning. There he is. He's up there relaxing. And, yeah. We're already in there before the steers got in there. But they sure come into the feeder once I put the grain in, and he can't get into the feeders, so. And I don't know what happened to the pitchfork that used to be back there. I used to be pretty good at getting in with a pitchfork. But I gotta get these girls fed. And there's not enough left in there to do anything, so these all get some of the better stuff today. Hopefully I get a chance to go get some more today. Good morning, Bam. You just gonna stand? Excuse me. You just gonna stand there? You're gonna complain. And I think she's the one that was limping yesterday, but when Ty checked everybody, she was fine. So she either stepped in one of those gaps in the concrete outside or stepped on a rock and walked out of it. So I'm good with that. And somebody spent the night in here last night. Actually, a couple somebodies did. Because I think he did. He likes to lay right over there. And she's standing down here. She might be the one that was in down here. Somebody spent the night here against the wall. I don't know why. But they did. And Dino's group apparently isn't going to be smart enough to come in again. I got some of the chaff thrown in here so there's a little straw. Oh, I heard you. Yes, sir. I will go get your breakfast right now, okay? I will be right back. Okay? Okay. Well, look who came in for breakfast. And yes, he gets fed out of a pan over here because his head's too fat. I can't tell you how fat that head is, but his head's too fat. This side of the barn, the spaces are 14 and 16 inches wide. And last year he did actually, down in here there was a wider one, and he was actually getting into it. The lockups, if he forces his head in, the only way to get him out, either cut his neck off, or get the torch out and cut the lockups up. And bam, bam, he's still over there. That section of barn, they're 18 or 20 inch holes, except for where Bam Bam comes. Maybe they're not quite that wide, because Bam don't fit any others very well. This end, there's one pipe that's, it's been out of there most of my lifetime. I don't remember what the deal was. So it's a double hole, and that's where he comes to. There is another hole toward the other end where it's right by one of the poles that is a little wider, and he can put his head in there too. So we got to watch those guys. And we got a little bit of plan going. And most of the rest of them, oh, come on. There. A couple of the younger ones right there too. And yes, 241 is going to force him to share. She says, I'm old. I can do whatever I want to. And Blue says, you shouldn't be eating his grain. He needs it. I mean, he's still skinny. And I don't know if I showed this last night or not. I might have. More of what Ty got bedded. There's a calf gate in the middle of that. The thing is, we just got to show the calves that they can go in there. Which, there's 2 ways to do that. You either crowd them up here until they do go in. Yes, I'm talking about you. Or we bring him in over here, open that gate, and open that gate, and crowd them up here, and let them realize they can be in here, shut the gates and walk away, and then they figure their way out. But she might figure her way in pretty soon, since she's got her head in. No, maybe. Oh well. Hey, you love this one. I think it went up last June, May, whatever it was. It was last year anyway. We apparently had a kitty cat that had gotten inside the grinder mixer and couldn't get back out. And yeah. And I put a little of that up here on YouTube. And I also put a short clip up on TikTok. This morning, TikTok tells me I violated their guidelines. Well, I don't recall actually showing anything. I mean, there may have been a little fur. I mean, for God's sakes, watch this. See if I can see it from here. Dino's been rubbing his head on those uprights. Ah, that little bit right there. Hey, that's fur too. The bull rubbed off of himself. And that's really the only thing you could have seen. Yeah, they decided they had to take it down today. I told him, it's up on other platforms. Put it back up. At least with TikTok, when they do something stupid, you can at least say, hey, I don't agree with you. With YouTube, they do something stupid. You go, well, how the hell do I tell you you're being stupid? Because I hadn't found a way to do it yet. Anyway, that's enough of my little rant this morning. I still have other things to get going. On the back of the cultivator and on the front of the grain drill, those are the caps for the hydraulic couplers. And over here's the plugs. They are old. They're kind of rough. Part of that's focus. Get my hand out of the way maybe well. Part of that's like baked on dirt and oil from the weather. Part of it's just weather checking. But hey, that's the side that counts and that's clean. They were pretty goobery. They're always in oil and dirt. We take them off, we plug them, the two sets together so they stay clean. And they hang on the front of the drill and the dirt and the dust and everything else. So Ty was going to clean them up. I don't know if y'all remember that goo that was in the crankcase of the John Deere when she puked her guts and peed her pan. Well, oil and dirt, and she dumped it in a bucket of water. I'm assuming there was probably some Dawn dishwashing liquid in there too, but yeah, I've been the last half hour trying to get them cleaned up because that wet oil water goo mix, it's like glue, it doesn't come off. Now I'm down to finishing these. They're a ways to go, but I'm almost done. Well, she fired up. She ain't running all six now. Got enough power to move, so this thing needs to get greased, and the only thing I do is drop the jack and pull the pin, although the tongue springs. Yeah, that back one, that's broken. By the looks of it, the brake is, most of it's been there a long time. It was just a little tiny bit left holding, and it went maybe even on the way home. That stuff's all split up. Filter packer's ready to unhook, but it's got to get cleaned up. And drill cleaned up, both get greased, and both get put away. I'm thinking about maybe sneaking the drill down here for her to clean up first. Then it can get put away. Move some stuff back where it belongs. Then she can clean that up. And when we get the disc unhooked, then I'm going to start taking that tractor apart, I guess. Ah! Gotcha. Hey, you see my face? I need a haircut bad. I figured I'd just do a quick one here. I just looked up in-frame kit for that 5288 from AgriKits. Same place we got the kit for the John Deere 4010.
Yeah, I do a little searching. Got almost confused on the serial numbers because it's an earlier 5288, but it's a later engine, more or less. So it's an 82 model tractor, but it's a 6-digit serial number, and 5-digit serial numbers, most of them, I think it's below 76,000, are not 5 digits. Yeah, 5-digit. My brain will work. They use narrower bearings. They're like a quarter to 3/8 of an inch wider bearings on the later ones, which apparently this one's a later one because it's a 6-digit. $1,035 plus shipping for the in-frame kit. That ain't too bad. I think it was about $1,200 for the John Deere. Yeah, same number of parts, just one for a green engine, one for technically a black engine. They're only red in certain applications. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. And Thailand is working. I cleaned the drill up. It's sitting out here drying off before we grease it. Thailand is getting the cultipacker cleaned up. And I don't know if it's all going to get put away today or not. It's all going to get greased before it gets put away. 5288 did start. She started a little bit hard, but not real hard. Definitely got a dead hole today. I'm 99.9% sure it's number 6, because about 4,000 hours ago, we lost a ring on number 6. It rolled and put a groove in the liner, and we didn't necessarily have the money at the time to do a full in-frame, so we did rings and bearings and one piston. And rather than take a chance and change that liner and get into a big headache we didn't need at the moment because we needed the tractor, I spent about half an hour with the hone smoothing that one up enough that the ring would at least have a half a chance. So, like I said, I'm 99.9% sure that we broke a ring out of that. It's probably broke the piston again, and it's got a direct shot right straight down into the crankcase. So, it is what it is. She's got damn near 9,000 hours on her. I gotta say, the other tractors, the 2294, shortly after we got it, we blew a head gasket. Middle of winter, of course, when we were planting, and we were planting in freezing temps in November. The highs were like 30. We were down into the teens and 20. So I was kind of nervous on that one. I was dumping straight water into it while we finished up. And luckily we didn't freeze anything, but we got it home and then tore it down and got that taken care of. It's got 8,000 or 9,000 hours on it now. That's the only thing we ever done to it was the head gasket, other than some shit in the rear end. The 3394, it's got about 9,000 hours on it, and at 4,500, 5,500, somewhere in there, yeah, she puked her melons. Ended up being a fuel issue, and in the end, we ended up doing an in-frame, but we didn't have time to do it, so the dealership did it, and they took their time, did it right. We didn't get raped on it. Nothing like the combine when that one went down. We had our combine for 23 hours. We were half done combining, and it developed a tick, and I could feel it in my foot in the cab because there's a 2 or 2.5 inch square tube that runs full length of the machine. Happens to be one the motor's mounted to, and it goes underneath the cab, and the cab's mounted to it. Lost a bearing. I mean, I knew it. It only had 2,000, 2,500 hours, something like that. That one was a little more expensive, because when you lose the bearing and then you take your fuel pump and stuff in and you want the fuel outfit to go through it, they go, the whole thing's full of metal. We're not going to touch it. It's garbage. And then they say, well, all the oil galleys are full of metal, and we're not going to, we can't stand behind it if we rebuild it. So that was a long block. And by the time they hauled the combine into town, where they could actually work on it, get around it to pull the engine and that kind of crap. And got the new engine and got it in it. That was just over $20,000. On a combine we'd paid $1,500 for. Yes, we got a deal on the combine at the time. And I mean, now it's only worth about $8,000, but it's still got a damn near brand new engine in it. Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. That engine will fit in that tractor. It's just a matter of how much bullshit I want to go through to make it happen. So anyway, I ought to tell you that part. And it's just about the end of the day, and I'm getting a longer video than I thought I was going to have at this point because, hey, I've just spent over 6 minutes talking to you and letting you enjoy looking up my nose. Yeah, it's dirty up there. Don't look too hard. I was painting last night, so I got some black stuff up there. So I'll see what else we bring you. I come down here after the last little clip and figuring stuff out, and I'm talking to her. She just brought the pressure washer back over here. She had it down there by the water trough, up down there. And ask her what she did.
My glasses fell off my head. Perfect landing, though.
But when I saw them, one of the earpieces was still about an inch out of the water. And there they are. Hope you can see them. They're laying there at the bottom. I told her they were probably due to get hosed off anyway. That needed to get dumped anyway. That's pretty disgusting. In fact, when you really look at that, it's really disgusting in there. Ew. And her glasses went in there. Ew, look what they were in. That's just disgusting. Good thing she's right here where she can wash them off. Yeah, we've all done it. If you haven't done it, or you say you haven't done it, you're a liar. And she's worried about a couple calves that are across the creek. One of them is one of the newest ones. See if we can see that over here. Oh, he moved up there above by the gate. Not that I can see that. I don't even know where you're looking. But if you can see up there, there's a baby there's two babies by the gate. One kind of by himself.
The one in
darker
between.
Colored one.
No, the one in between the two cows is the youngest up there.
Like I said, I hope you can see it because I can't see anything in the screen except the reflection of my own face. Well, that is how that's going to be. That gate, in order to take it off, we got to pretty much take the hinges clear loose on the gate because it won't swing the other way to get it off. And these hinges, I don't think these are the same way. No, they're not. They've got a spot like right here where they're crimped. Makes a nub right there so that the gap here has to be lined up with it to take them off. They're also bigger hinges. And the bottom one had enough crap in it that it was beat it with the hammer all the way off. And I said, that one we gotta literally take the hinges clear loose and screw it. They can have a divider there. We'll get the back rubber up across that hole and they can go under it when they please. And some of them have been up here because there's fresh, wet grass manure over there. Not on this side though, because the gate that was here was across on an angle. And there's some more right there. But hopefully they will come up in the morning and get some grain. Because, you know, they're still growing. They still need it. Now's the time to get it into them so they'll grow. And they've been up and drank out of the trough too, even though they got the creek. And that's where that gate's going to be for now. And that's the salt mineral feeder out of right there. So they have more room to eat grain. And if I'm right, I know they'll get 2 heads in each one of the holes over there because those are really wide. We actually wasn't for one of these 2 bulls, it was for another bull we had. Actually had to go through and cut half the bars out, and this one was made wider to begin with, so we left it alone. And since Dino's got the biggest head, that over there's where he gets. But anyway, steers are fed anyway. And Ty went and checked on the calves earlier. Swing around again. Grain drill's put away. I got most of the stuff out from in front of the hay mower because, you know, it's got to come out at some point. So that's all in front of the grain drill. And I had that up because I thought we were going to put 2 gates on it and take them somewhere, but yeah, apparently not. That's fine. 16-foot gate, even though they're not super heavy, they're still heavy and awkward. These others where the horses were, they're just lightweight. I mean, you can stand in the middle of that, pick it up, and pack it anywhere you want to, but not those 2-inch ones. Oh well, let's see what else we do. It's just almost time to call it quits for the day.
All right, let's see if Licorice will eat a little chunk of cookie. You want chocolate chip cookie? Is that a good cookie? Yeah. You like cookies? You like cookies? Mama's got nothing else. You like chocolate chip cookies? You'll eat anything. You hate Flaming Hot Cheetos, though. You don't like Flaming Hot Cheetos. They're too spicy for the baby. Too spicy for the baby.